Hello, I'm Mike McCary, the author of A Chance to Regain Paradise. Chance is a 21st century sequel to Milton's Paradise Lost. The image behind me is a small galaxy about 200,000 light years from Earth. This image and others like it raise an interesting question. Is our universe the handiwork of an intelligent creator who delights in beauty, or is it simply the result of the random interaction of natural forces, in other words, an accident of nature? While doing research for Chance, I found scientific evidence suggesting the answer to that question. If you're willing to listen to me for the next 7.5 minutes, I'll share that evidence with you, and you can decide for yourself if it's persuasive, and if so, what it proves. Now, this evidence is circumstantial. That doesn't trouble me. As a former criminal prosecutor, I know that many criminal cases are decided on the basis of circumstantial evidence. It's often more reliable than so-called direct evidence. I'm going to start with the Big Bang, the moment our universe was created. Most scientists believe that about 13.8 billion years ago, a tiny speck of matter, perhaps as small as a single atom, suddenly expanded trillions of times to create a huge universe with enough matter to form what eventually became trillions of stars and probably trillions of planets and moons. There is no explanation in science for why matter would suddenly expand so dramatically. As far as we know, matter has never expanded like that since the Big Bang. There is no known force in the universe powerful enough to move that amount of matter and distribute it over a huge universe. But we know there was a Big Bang. On clear nights we see what it produced, enough matter to form what eventually became a heaven full of stars. The Big Bang was a supernatural event. It defied the known laws of science, and you can't have a supernatural event without a supernatural creator. Perhaps even more amazing than the Big Bang is what it produced: a finely tuned universe that appears to have been designed to remain stable for billions of years, even while expanding, and to create the heavier elements needed for intelligent life. For the universe to exist in its present form, and for intelligent life to exist, scientists tell us the following had to occur. Neutrons in atoms had to be exactly 1.001378411870 times heavier than protons. The electric charge of electrons had to be exactly the right strength. During the sun's fusion process, its hydrogen atoms had to release exactly 0.7% of their mass as solar heat to make life on Earth possible. The ratio of matter to antimatter had to favor matter by at least 1 part per billion, and the force of gravity had to be strong enough to form stars, which created the heavier elements, but not so strong that it would cause stars to burn out after only a few thousand years. If any of those items were altered by even a small amount, our universe would not exist in its present form, and intelligent life probably would not exist at all. World-famous cosmologist Stephen Hawking called this level of fine-tuning remarkable. Noted science writer Anil Anthaswamy called our universe uncannily perfect. Is it likely that random natural forces created a universe so finely tuned that a 0.0000001% change in the weight of the neutron would have fundamentally changed existence? Finally, consider the beginning of life on planet Earth. Most biologists today believe that Earth's first living creature was produced by the random interaction of inorganic materials and natural forces. Charles Darwin speculated that life began when lightning struck pond water containing the right mix of chemicals. He had no evidence to support that theory. He just assumed that Earth's first living being was a creature so simple it could be created by natural forces. Think about the functions this first creature had to perform to survive and multiply. It had to first identify and then capture food and water, bring those items through its tiny membrane in amounts it could process, turn food into nourishment, excrete waste, and ultimately reproduce itself. Those are not simple functions. The first living creature needed a brain to control these functions and store information. That brain was probably an early form of RNA that stored information chemically using a system at least as sophisticated as the system used by today's computers. By the way, computers store information electronically using a binary system of ones and zeros. How likely is it that a creature that used a highly sophisticated information storage system was created by lightning striking pond water or any other random act of nature? About as likely as those same natural forces creating a laptop computer or a precision timepiece. The Big Bang, the finely tuned universe it created, and the beginning of life on Earth were all supernatural events, events that would not have occurred without the help of a supernatural creator. That, in summary form, is the evidence. How to respond to it is, of course, up to you. Take your time in deciding. Questions that go to the very meaning of human existence require careful analysis. If you find this evidence persuasive, tell family and friends about this video. Folks comfortable with science and logic may be especially interested. Well, at least I've given you something to think about. Good luck and God bless.